Shout out to Sam. Thanks for the $2. Thoughts on the Smashing Machine? If you have seen it yet, we have seen it. We saw it opening night, and sadly, we were. I mean, we were both pretty disappointed by it. I was really excited for it. I think that obviously, it's not a hot take to say that the Safdie brothers are some of the most interesting and exciting filmmakers working right now. I'm a huge fan of their film Good Time. I'm a huge fan of their film Uncut Gems, as are most people that are into movies. So for that reason, I was obviously super excited to see Benny Safdie's solo directorial effort, which was The Smashing Machine. And I was totally shocked by how bland and basic it was. Like, it's not a terrible movie by any means, but given how good the previous Safdie stuff is, including The Curse, which Benny co-directed and co-wrote, I just thought The Smashing Machine was shockingly basic. Like, it really is just kind of an Oscar season sports biopic, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's clearly trying his hardest to win an Oscar. And that's just, I really genuinely thought that Benny Safdie was going to like subvert the genre. I thought he was going to do something interesting with that genre. Again, we've seen it a million fucking times. How many times have you seen a Oscar season biopic about a sports figure or someone, a singer or something? It's like the most tired formula ever. So I really thought Benny would do something to subvert it. He didn't. It was just another fucking movie about a fighter guy that like I've seen a million times, and I didn't think it was that memorable. There was some good scenes, but the script felt hastily thrown together. I felt like the movie couldn't tell if it wanted to be about his personal life or his professional life, and it didn't really choose at any point. It just awkwardly, abruptly ended at a bizarre point. So yeah, I was actually, it's probably my single biggest disappointment of the year cinematically. I was genuinely psyched for this film. I thought it was going to be great.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was bad. I thought Gavin's being way too nice. I think that so much of what this film rested on did not work. It was clearly, after I found out that it was based off of a documentary, everything made sense to me because he literally just filmed a narrative version of that documentary. And I don't even think he likes fighting. I don't think he has any love in his heart for the sport of UFC or the sport of MMA, rather. Right? I think it felt like, my review on Letterboxd was, it felt like watching a movie about sex directed by a virgin who was only ever exposed to intercourse by the 5th grade talk. It was so far removed from the essence of the sport. He took the most exciting sport in the entire world and he made it boring. Okay, I saw a review on Letterboxd from another guy that said the best fight sequence in the movie was him fighting to keep his eyes open. All right, that was the kind of reviews that we're talking about. And that's before we get into the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was supposed to be playing a 27-year-old man. Get the fuck out of my face with this bullshit where we're casting 50-year-old men on testosterone replacement therapy and steroids to play 27-year-olds. I won't buy it. They put a bunch of stupid meat on his face. It looked like The Irishman. It looked like they did the AID aging. It looked not real.
It looked better than that.
It was Uncanny Valley. It was fucking unwatchable for me. I just could not stay in the movie at all. And then Mark Coleman, they shaded beyond belief. Anybody who's in the chat right now and is a real MMA fan, you know Mark Coleman, tremendous wrestler, pioneer of the sport. They did this man so fucking dirty. They cast some fat 50-year-old guy on.
I actually read that was a real fighter that they cast, like an actual UFC guy who they cast as Mark Coleman.
He must have been long retired, though.
Let me look it up who played that guy, because I watched a review and they were like, oh yeah, and Mark Coleman is played by real life UFC legend or something, like real person or something. So I was like,
played him. Ryan Bader played him. Interesting.
Bader.
How old's Ryan Bader though? He's got a
42.
42, exactly. These guys are way too old to be playing 27-year-old Mark Coleman and Mark Carr. It was crazy. So that took me out of the movie a bunch. I thought that it was overly artsy in a bad way. Some of the sequences literally looked like AI nostalgia videos to me. I think it's really clear. My takeaway from this film is that Benny Safdie is the Ethan Cohen, and he needs his brother to make a good movie.
Well, I would say that too if it weren't for The Curse.
But he needed what's his fuck to help him make a good show. Then he can't do the whole thing by himself. He has to have somebody talented with him, I think. And I think that that'll be brought home if Marty Supreme is damn good, because we'll see why Josh Safdie was like, this is a terrible idea. You can't just film a documentary. It's not fun. It's not compelling.
Yeah, to me, it almost seems like The Rock just like called him up and was like, yo, bro, want to win some Oscars? Bro, we can just turn this documentary into a movie. We're going to win all the Oscars. And then it didn't really go as well as they thought. So yeah, like I said, genuinely disappointed by the film. I do disagree. I thought the makeup and stuff was pretty impressive. Like, I agree about, obviously there's only so much you can do to make a 50-year-old look like a 26-year-old. I still think the actual makeup and prosthetics were impressive just on their own. I do not agree with your comment that it was as bad as the hideous de-aging in The Irishman. But I see your
It
point.
just did the fucking like thing to me where it's hard to watch because I know what Dwayne The Rock is on. And
I
then
know.
like halfway through the movie, he shaves his head and then he does look like a fucking alien.
Then he literally just looks like The Rock.
Exactly.
Then the illusion completely is shattered and he just looks like The Rock. But it was weird too with the Mark Coleman thing because like it gets to a certain point in the movie and it's almost like is this movie about Mark Coleman? Like who the fuck is this movie about? Is it about Mark Kerr or Mark Coleman? Like what? It just felt weird. I don't know. It just the script felt all over the place. It didn't feel like it properly, was able to distill what it wanted to do. And I honestly don't even really know what it wanted to do other than win Oscars, which is so bizarre because that's not the kind of director that Benny Safdie is. Something that was proven by The Curse, which is such a great show. It's a hilarious show, but it's also weird and avant-garde and, kind of just interesting, right? In a way that The Smashing Machine was simply not. So there's our long-winded thoughts on that movie, Sam. Hopefully Sam wasn't like a huge fan of it. It just ruined his day.
Maybe he was trying to decide if you should go see it or not.
Yeah. I mean, I still always urge people to go see movies for themselves. Go support the theater industry. Go support, studios like A24 that are giving $50 million to people like Benny Safdie, right?
It's $50 million.
One of their most expensive movies ever.
Damn, yeah.
And it's flopping hard. It is flopping hard. It was projected to make 20 million. Its opening weekend, it's made like 6.
I saw they spent 90 million on Marty Supreme too, which means it has to make. I mean, but they're giving it a Christmas Day release, which lets you know they thought it was a better movie.
Yep, and it has Timothée Chalamet, who's frankly at this point probably a more bankable star than The Rock. Like people hype up The Rock, but
I feel like his moment was 10 years ago.
It was, bro. I mean, think about when he tried to put out that shitty DC movie Black Adam. No one gave a
Wasn't
fuck.
that the first Marvel movie or the first flop? Oh wait, it was DC so maybe it wouldn't have been the first flop, but I thought it was a big disappointment.
It was a huge disappointment. It's part of the reason why they brought in James Gunn to like completely start from scratch because Black Adam was such a fucking failure, and that was a movie with The Rock. It's like, I mean, other than like the Fast and the Furious franchise, like. Has he really been that huge of a star at the do people really go out?
Remake?
Jumanji, I mean, that actually did get made a lot of money, but I think that's more about the brand than The Rock. Okay. I don't think people were like, I gotta go see this for The Rock. And he was in that shitty Christmas movie on Amazon, Red One.
Oh, I never saw that.
Like crap. But yeah, I mean, he's apparently trying to pivot into being like a more serious actor.
He's not that good of an actor. He's charismatic as a lead, but people were used to say, he's a great actor, but like he's good at being an action hero. If he doesn't have to do much, if he's like the cop that storms in and is a badass, like he can kind of play that role really well. But when you need him to have real range and real vulnerability, it feels like he's the same note in most scenes.
I do think that he has potential because I've seen him. I've liked him in movies before. I like him in Southland Tales by Richard Kelly.
I've never seen that.
Definitely one of his weirdest performances. He definitely has potential. I also think that like this was just such a hard role because of the fact that he's playing someone who's half his age and shit. Like I feel like if you gave
bad casting to me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like if you gave him a movie like his version of The Wrestler, like how the movie The Wrestler actually cast Mickey Rourke to play the fucking character and shit, like in the same way that
do you think Benny Safdie just like loved that movie and like really wanted to make it? Because oh my god, it's a far it's almost offensive to compare those two films because one is so infinitely superior. But I could tell that it was giving that vibe, even if it wasn't supposed to, for that exact reason you pointed out. Like he seemed like he should have been in that movie,
right? About an older, aging fighter, which would be accurate to The Rock because he obviously did start out as a wrestler. Like he has that foundation there. He knows what it means to be in the ring. He knows what it means to have the fawning crowd. Like there's a level of authenticity there. But it was just weird to see him play a character in such a different stage of his fighting career than at the stage that The Rock is at, where he's like, he's not even a fighter anymore really, but he still has that, he still has people love him and he's an icon in the wrestling world. That would be the movie I'd love to see The Rock make.
Yeah. For the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be
there.